All right. So
Alrighty.
hopefully my signal will be decent. All
Yeah.
right, everybody. Klaus was asking about dependent carburetors, and I'll explain what I know about a dependent carburetor, and that was taught to me by our friend Tom Scandian in Australia. I had a chainsaw, MTD Chinese chainsaw, and for the life of me, I could not get it to run right. Didn't know what it was. Just everything I did, it seemed wrong. I would have to put the high speed at like 7 turns just to get it to run. It just didn't make sense. So Tom and I were talking one day, and he said, maybe it's a dependent carburetor.
Hmm.
And I said, what's that? He said, well, the fuel starts out, and instead of going to each well, so you have a high and a low supply, it goes to the high first and then to the low. So what he said was, if you get the thing so it'll idle, turn the high speed needle all the way in. If it stalls, it's a dependent carburetor.
Okay.
All right.
And
That way you know you have the dependent.
yeah,
Once you have the dependent, my issue was I had to crank the high speed 5.5 turns. The low speed was about 3, but the high speed, anything less than 5, wouldn't run.
okay.
And now that I know it's dependent, I've only seen 2 of them in all the saws I've ever worked on. So, but it makes sense. Excuse me.
Okay.
So,
So so so
anyhow,
so
uh,
so the
like
the the
I said,
telltale is that you
jetting.
got to have your
Okay,
high fairly high out.
yeah.
Yeah.
So the high, if you don't have enough high, it will not supply the low, and it'll never idle, and it'll never run right,
Yeah.
never transition. Al is here. Hello, hi, Mr. Rhodes is here. David, excuse me. Let's see. Peter's here. Everybody's saying hello. So today, what did I do today? Nice day, beautiful day. I got that Toro 832 rear engine rider finished. And that was the one that last week, I think I explained it, where 2 weeks ago, just before I got sick, I put a new set of Peerless brake pads in it because it had no brakes. And I adjusted them. It was kind of finicky, the adjustment, but I adjusted them. I was coming down my hill. I just finished cutting my grass with it. Beautiful. Coming down my hill, I go into the street. My sister-in-law pulls up in her BMW. All of a sudden, smoke show. Don't ask why, smoke show. And I said, what the heck is going on? Well, I had replaced the spark plug in it about 25 minutes earlier, and the porcelain, before I even had a wrench or the boot off, I noticed the boot was like shaking. The porcelain was cracked, but it was cracked down into the engine where the electrode was, and maybe a third of the porcelain that you generally check to be brown was missing. I said, oh shit, maybe it scored the cylinder, maybe it stuck a ring or something. So anyway, I brought it in the back, and it was smoking like a freight train. Shut it
Huh.
off. Said I'm done. I called the guy up. Said you want the bad news or the worst news, and told him what was going on. He's asking what could be done, this and that. And at that point, I was like, I'd have to take it apart. I don't know at this point, but chances are a piece of that porcelain, was in there, and who knows. Anyway,
Yeah. What kind of plug was it?
just an RG19LM.
Okay.
So anyway, I set it in the yard. Said I'm done. 2 days later, or a day later, I go in the backyard and I notice that the dipstick, which is a screw-in dipstick on the brakes, screw-in dipstick, was out, like hanging out off, and I go, the heck is that? So I was like, and I said, could that have anything to do with the smoking? Now, because of pressurization, the PCV system or something, I don't know. Who knows? So anyway, I screw it in, I start the engine up, and this thing had a switch on. If those of you that are familiar with the Toro 832, it's a 32-inch blade, 8 horsepower Briggs rear engine rider. Nice little unit. 1987 was the engine year. Code was 87. So anyway, the switch that was on the lift for the deck engagement, the manual deck engagement, if the lever was not 100% fully down, you weren't allowed to start the engine. It was that finicky. So with my right foot, my heel, I hit the leverage to make sure it was down, got it started, and it was smoking. Then all of a sudden, started stopping. I go, wait a minute. So I'm giving a little gas back for it, because sometimes you give it gas and you all of a sudden put it into low, you get a lot of vacuum, and sometimes it'll smoke worse. Like when you're coasting down a hill with all the vacuum. So anyway, it didn't seem to be worse. So I said, let it run. So it ran about 4 or 5 minutes and it started clearing up. I'm like, maybe there's a bunch of oil in the muffler. Let me run it. So 2 weeks ago, it was a Monday. It was actually my anniversary, 22nd. And I said, let it run. So I let it run for about 10, 15 minutes. My whole backyard was filling up with smoke, and then it started to dissipate. And after about 10, 15 minutes, there wasn't much smoke. And I'm like, it's weird. So I said, let me let it sit. So I basically let it sit for, week and a half, right? To almost 2 weeks. So I go there today. I was talking to my buddy Tom on the phone. He wanted to check it out. So we're looking at it. And the choke linkage on those, it's kind of weird. It's got the link that goes to the choke. It's what do they call those? What are those carburetors called, Klaus? The
something flow
jet, like a flow jet.
Yeah,
it's flow jet. It's like an L shape, the flow jet.
Yeah.
But it's got carb in the middle. Anyway, and it's got adjustments on it, high-low adjustments, all that. So anyway, the linkage wasn't sitting. It's got the link that has the big U bend on the bottom of it that goes into a slot, and then the tab pulls it to close the choke just for like the last 1/16 of an inch of the throttle movement. Well, they locked the throttle cable in a position where all the way up, it still wasn't hitting it. So I had to loosen the clip that holds the throttle cable, force it all the way up so it was engaged, then tighten it, and now it worked perfect. I mean, you literally, when you went from full throttle to choke, it's only 1/8 of an inch in the linkage, and maybe a 1/16 at the carburetor. But anyway, worked perfect. Because before, you'd have to hold your hand over it to choke, to get it start right up. If you didn't choke it, you'd never start. Anyhow, let me say, wait, who else is here? We got Leah's here. Hello, Lee. Michael's here. Hello, Michael. Everyone's saying hello. What I did, what else did I do? So I fixed the choke, checked the oil, made sure everything was good. I sat down. I put I had to take off the shroud to get to that choke linkage because it was covered by the shroud. It was underneath the shroud, technically. Couldn't get to it. But I wanted to do it without having to take the whole governor throttle type assembly off. And I was able to do it and put it back, sat down, turned it on. Wow, sounds good, this and that. Started up. I cut my grass. I spent 25 minutes, 30 minutes, cut the grass.
But the choke wouldn't.
No. Now everything's working fine.
Choke.
No, everything's working fine now. Okay. It's all hooked up. So it started right up, working fine, and cut the grass. But what's nice now is
the oil in it really old?
No, it did not look that old. It was a little darker, but not. It still had an
okay.
It still had an amber hue to it.
Yeah.
So anyway,
what about the PCV valve? Did you check that out?
I didn't check it because you'd have to take the carb off and everything, and But I'm thinking maybe with that dipstick being out, it affected the pressure so that the carb sucked in a bunch of oil. Until I see, I don't know. I just don't know. It just
no, that can't happen.
It doesn't make sense. But anyway, it's running good now, and we'll see what happens.
The only thing that certain oil consumption in an L head, it's not the head gasket. It can be a excess wear in the valve guides.
Well, I thought maybe the rings were rotating, and when they get to a point where they're lined up, sometimes you get a smoke show for a minute.
Yeah. But not cover my whole garden smoke show.
Yeah.
The only thing that can create a smoke show like that is when you have an overpressure inside the crankcase.
Yeah.
and a few things can create that overpressure. One is if you got your rings worn and they align at some point, so more combustion can travel down into the crankcase and create the pressure. The second one is a PCV valve that doesn't breathe correctly.
That's
If
what I thought it was.
it doesn't breathe, after a while, it'll build up pressure and it'll push oil back out through the rings.
Well, what concerned me was it happened as I was going down a pretty good incline and then leveled off. So I'm thinking maybe did the oil, because the engine's faced, the spark plug's facing forward.
You're sure it's the right oil dipstick?
Oh yeah, it's original. It's all OEM. Nothing's changed. This thing is original. But I'm wondering, because the engine spark plug is facing forward, so I think maybe going down my hill, could it have?
Yeah, in theory, yes.
After the smoke show, Klaus. After the smoke show, now I didn't add oil, and it's at the right level. So maybe it was overfilled.
Then it would have been overfilled to begin with.
And that would have
got into it. But a running engine, even though that you tilt it forward so that because the oil isn't level in the engine when it's running, it's all over the place. So it shouldn't matter that much that you for a few seconds go downhill or uphill.
I can't explain it, but like I said, now it's not smoking and everything. Hey, what's Mick talking about here? Why are the handles fitted upside down? What are we talking about?
Right in back of Klaus is that push mower with the handlebars down.
Oh, hold on.
That's not the only issue with this one, guys. This is video material, and so don't share it with anyone.
The top of it, how the top goes down. Yeah. Anyway,
now this is the cheapest mower I could find within 20 miles of where I am. Hi, Wayne. And it's video material. It's the cheapest mower. Can I get something out of it?
Is that a Texas mower? What is that?
No, that is it's called Shephak. It's supposedly German, but this one has never been to Germany. Trust me.
Is it Shephak?
No, I didn't say that, Hank. You got to clean out them ears. Shephak. This thing has had a rough start on life. First of all, it's assembled incorrectly, both with a handle. That's a dead giveaway. Second, wheels aren't at the same height. The thing will start after you prime it. It'll rev up really high and then die. So this little thing, it's about as cheap as they come, also from new. But it was the cheapest one I could find, $20. And it's going to be a video. See, can you buy the cheapest you can find on Craigslist or our version of it, and get it to run again? So that's.
Jay over here, his question, I had the exact same issue on a Toro recycler that had that Kohler engine. The guy left it outside for a year. The flywheel, brake, kill assembly was like rotted away. It was all rusty, rotted. Yeah, and in some cases, you have to replace the flywheel because I couldn't get a good connection made. I tried a stiffer spring. I tried everything. It would just not make, because the connection that kills it is metal on metal, flywheel to the actual pad. It's metal on metal that makes the connection. And if it doesn't connect properly, it's a stupid design, but you got to replace it. It's stupid.
Cheaper to put a kill switch in.
Yeah, it is. It absolutely is. Yep. Because I had that one and the guy said it kept dying. I said, because it was all rotted out and rusty and it's a terrible design. Yep.
Some metals rot so fast.
Yeah, it does. Yep.
Yeah.
Especially if you get a mouse nest in there and they're having a lot of bathroom breaks.
That's stuff. It turns to black acid.
The worst one I've seen is when people they fertilize the lawn.
Yeah.
And then they don't wait for the fertilizer to all get into the lawn, and then they start mulching.
Yeah.
It will rot out a deck in 3 years.
Even aluminum decks, Klaus.
Even aluminum decks turn powdery white.
Yeah, absolutely.
They can't handle the nitrogen.
I've seen a couple of Toros come in here, and I could tell exactly that's what they did. They fertilized their lawns, went and cut the grass, fertilizer stuck into the grass underneath, and it just It almost ate right through
Because-
the aluminum deck.
because it's everything on the machine. It is pure rust. It's not the kind of rust because it's been sitting outside where it's also got green spots and mildew and stuff. It's not that. No, it is pure rust everywhere.
Oxidation.
Yeah, on the aluminum, but all the steel brackets and wheel, everything is just, yeah, it happens.
No, I got a weird Toro in the other day. Lady that Jake was working on her, I think it was a riding mower, and she said, "Listen, here's a Toro. You can have it. It's been sitting in the barn forever. So it's a Toro push mower, and on the front it says recycler, 48 centimeters." Now that's the first time in Canada I've seen something designated in metric versus inches.
That's what 20-inch, right? Basically.
Yeah, it's a small one. As a matter of fact, it's like basically it's a beautiful machine. It's an aluminum deck, but the engine is the size, basically the size of the deck. Like the thing is really heavy.
Yeah, look what Art says.
Yeah, I
That's
know
fine.
they're horrible.
There'd be nothing left to. Yeah, what do you start with? Yeah.
And it only take once that they don't wash it down after they done
Yeah.
working on it.
Yeah, Jeff, I just hate on that Kohler that you have the brake pad and then in the middle you have like bare steel that's supposed to make the contact. It's a bad design. I don't like
Yeah,
the design.
It is a bad design. Well, it's rare I see them over here. I've seen them. I don't know.
But when they get rusty and roddy, that brake doesn't even work. It'll keep idling
Oh,
because it won't kill it, so the brake can't do anything because it's still going because he would call me up and say, "Kenny, it's not shutting off." And what did we do? Literally, it was barely running. You would like touch the flywheel screen with your hand, even it would stop.
Yeah.
Barely running, but enough to just.
But the regular brake on say a push mower is designed to work in conjunction with a cut ignition.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
If you make it'll keep running with the brake engaged. It'll just burn up the brake pad.
Yeah.
But there are numbers for how fast the blade must come to a stop after you release the bale.
Yeah, there's
There are numbers.
There's a mandate for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's supposed to be within 1.5 seconds, something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember. There's a.
I have it written down because when I was doing the blade tip speed thing for RPM, it's listed in that specification for OSHA.
Yeah, I mean, nitrogen is an oxidizer, and even rubber can't handle oxidizers. So yeah, it rots everything out. It's horrible stuff.
Anywho, so what else you're working on, Hank?
Well, I got 3 push mowers that I got to work on once I get my shed extended. Because what I want to do is move all the parts department.
Where's that picture you have? Do you have that picture that you showed me?
Yeah, that's just a shed without the 4 feet.
Because are they going out to the right or to back or front or what are they doing?
From the front door out into the yard.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, this
Where that blue is, just the blue or the whole wall?
the whole front shed.
Oh, okay.
I can't see, but
How far out is going to be extended?
4 feet.
How wide is that now? 10 feet?
No, that's 12 by 16 shed.
Oh, so they're going to go 4 by 12?
Yeah, it's going out 4 by 12. Yeah.
Okay.
But that'll allow me to have my parts that I have in my way in the shed out of my way, so
Yeah.
I'll have more floor space.
Yeah, it's always good to have space.
Yeah.
We never have enough storage space.
Oh, I know.
No.
Yeah.
No.
The compression release used to always break halfway through a pull. Yeah, definitely. Oof. Recoil with bad compression releases, you could break your arm really, or
Yeah.
break your hand.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I've seen people break fingers Those.
Yeah.
That's why a lot of times I'll put the mitten grip on it. For some reason, the mitten grip seems to release your hand a little easier.
I put the handle between these two fingers here, and then I don't grab it real tight. I just so it locks, and then I pull. If it yanks it out of my hand, it'll just slip out.
One lady brought me a mower with a piece of twig as the handle. Literally, she used it for years and years and years, and I was like, wow. But I said to her, "Do you want me to put a handle on?" I said, "No." She goes, "I like the twig."
I notice people, they yank these things like to make that flywheel spin fast, real fast. Yank, and they're almost jumping off the ground,
Yeah.
You don't have to do that. You could just
The only engine where you have to do that on the overhead valve bricks. What are they called? The Intex.
Intex.
The 5-6 horse Intex. They can be a bear. Just if they have this, when they get older, the slightest air leak anywhere, you have to get that engine up so high before it'll even start, and it's a heavy engine.
Yeah. The
That's
new
why
series.
our business, we have to fix those problems so they just pull a
I
little
guarantee
bit.
you, an Intec. I've never seen an Intec where it just is a smooth start. Never.
Yeah, I know
that
the
particular
newer
design-
series seems to be very slow, to be honest.
Yeah. I mean, a regular old Quantum, if it's dialed in right and it's good condition, it's just a smooth start. No problem. Yeah.
You get that spark and combustion, bang, it starts.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although if you have a weak coil, sometimes I have noticed that a faster pull will give you a little better spark.
Yeah.
But
it's the same thing with any hard to start machine, whether it being a mower or a chainsaw. If you don't get it fixed, you'll just end up breaking your recoil.
Yeah. So what are you, Wayne? What are you guys working on? Anything crazy?
Riding lawnmowers and a couple of snowblowers come in. He's got another snowblower coming in next week.
When do you guys get snow? November?
It could be. We could get it in October. We have had snow as early as October, but normally it's November. But then the way the snow's been hitting, we might not. We might only have 2 snowfalls in the year, and maybe one hits in January.
Yeah.
But they're calling again for heavy snow because of what the El Nino and La Nina mixing together this year for the first time or something.
Yeah, I hope we get some.
Yeah, we had snow October 10th once. It's when all the leaves were still on the trees and everything was cracking.
Yeah, I think we got it the same time. Yeah.
2011, 14 years ago, it was 3 days before Halloween. And we had like a 4-inch snowstorm. They canceled Halloween for like 3 days.
Yeah.
Just to clear the roads and make sure everything was safe. But still working on that one, Arch?
Yeah, normally when the customers come here and I show them how to start the lawnmower, I always take it off the compression stroke. So they say, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm just pulling it slowly until I feel compression. Then all of a sudden it releases. So now I'm past compression stroke. Now I can give it a 1/2 to 3/4 pull. It'll fire up."
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then, like Hank says, they're like,
I had that guy with the Kohler for years, breaking his arm every time.
"Oh yeah."
And I finally put it, the new camshaft in. I haven't, knock wood, I haven't talked to him in 2-3 months since I did it, but we'll see.
Years ago, when we had a lot of points and condensers, that's when you had problems starting, Oh, how you doing?
The worst one we had for starting was a 10 horsepower Tecumseh generator. It had so much compression and it was just a bear. It should have had an electric starter on it. Like the thing weighed a ton.
I had some young kids a couple of years back. They brought in their go-kart. It had a 5-horse brakes L-head, but they sanded down the head to get more compression, which is a little bit dangerous on these engines because too much compression will actually ruin the engine. But I'm telling you, pulling that thing over, not fun. And they took out a lot. I mean, I'm amazed if it would have run very long, because the forces acting on the connecting rod and the axle is just too great. They're not made for it.
All these banners that they give you with StreamYard.
Yeah, I'm wondering, where are you seeing
Yeah,
that?
all these StreamYard gives you all these pre-done banners.
Yeah, I'm lonely.
Well, that one there. I don't know.
Yeah, you don't have to pull an engine to change a crankshaft seal.
No.
No.
Dump the gas out, dump the oil out, flip thing upside down, and Bob's your uncle.
I mean, depending on how it's made and all that, sometimes they can be so covered you can't get to it. But
Yeah.
well, yeah, normally you don't. Actually, I think the biggest issue is cleaning the shaft sufficiently when it's on the machine. That can be a bit of a bear.
Yeah, well, you got to get your blade adapter off, and if it's a self-propelled one, it's even harder because it's got more surface area if it's never been anti-seized.
Yeah,
The belt and the thing and the thing and the thing.
Somebody just did a video changing out the oil seal on the bottom, and the new seal came in, and it was really tight to go over the shaft. What the heck?
That wasn't this one he's talking about with Tom?
Tom?
So it was the right seal he was putting on, and it was tight?
I don't think it was the right seal. I mean, it was like on a 1-inch shaft, a 3/4 inch seal. But that's the right number, he said, when they put it on.
Yeah, the worst thing is you got to make sure you don't roll that edge.
Right. But they never supposed to go on that tight.
No.
I'm thinking maybe, it's the right seal, but maybe it's for the top.
Yeah, maybe.
But
Maybe he was dyslexic, Hank, and he thought top was bottom. They're two different seals.
Who the heck was that?
A dyslexic, agnostic, insomniac.
Well, that's like me. Lori's typing up invoices, and I'll say, no, you got that wrong. She said, well, that's what you wrote. And I'll go check. Sure enough, I got numbers transposed, different places, different numbers.
Oh, I'm terrible.
It's
I'm worse than
brutal.
all of you guys.
Don't pay enough attention to what I'm doing sometimes.
In my contact lists, I have them all in their first name instead of the last name.
That's like I was watching Rayleigh this morning, and he's walking around a shop saying, where did I put those connectors? Where's my 10 millimeter? Where's this? And I'm saying to myself, yeah, he's no different than I am.
I can't find my pencil.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you, smart gentlemen.
Who's that?
There's a new type of a cleaner out there, and it's called a dry ice or a CO2 cleaner. It's like it has an electric compressor on there, and you use that to blow the crap off of your stuff. Have you ever heard of that?
Oh yeah.
What, CO2
Yeah.
instead of sand?
They use that a lot of times for fire jobs where a house burns
Okay.
because it doesn't leave any residue.
All right.
Yeah, dry ice blasting.
Yeah.
They do it around here all the time.
Not cheap to hire those companies to come and do it.
We have a
Oh.
place, we get the dry ice about 3 miles from here is the distributor for dry ice. And we use it at work too. We have freezers at like minus 40 Fahrenheit. And we always keep dry ice there because sometimes we have to fit blocks and different things into tools where we'll have to freeze one, heat the other.
Oh yeah.
No, it's a very gentle way of cleaning things, but it's fairly expensive. You use a lot of CO2.
A lot of YouTube videos on that. You know.
Yeah, I'm gonna check it out.
I'm still, the guys that show they have these heated. It's like a sandblasting cabinet, but it's a jet of water and some.
Vapor blasting.
Yeah.
We do that when I worked at Moore Tool. We had an option on our handles called satin chrome. And what you do is you chrome plate something and then you vacua blast it. And it's almost like a very fine silica, almost like the consistency of baking soda.
Yeah.
It leaves. It's called satin chrome. Really, really nice finish.
But that's soda blasting, isn't it?
No, because we're using silica. It wasn't
Yeah.
a soda,
Oh, okay.
it was silica. But because you wanted a certain texture, you want to get a little texture. But if you look up vapor blasting, or we called it, we actually patented it years ago at VAPO, Vapo Blasting.
Okay.
And all of our knobs on our jig borers, jig grinders, they
But
all
is
have
that just water and detergent?
yeah, it's water with a little bit of chemical in it, but it has to be a specific media though to give you
Is
the
it like a polishing
But
compound?
I was actually just talking about the ones that has heated water and
yeah.
a detergent in it, and
Mm.
it comes out at pressure inside a cabinet.
Yeah. There's a place in Pennsylvania here that sells those, what they call just regular vapor blasting systems. Yeah.
It's pretty nice.
Oh, yeah. Because it cleans and washes the part as you're cleaning it. Yeah.
I remember the day Jake soda blasted a big carburetor on the back lawn. Did a beautiful job. Beautiful job. Yeah. And you take the carb in and you put it in the ultrasonic cleaner and it dissolves all of the soda, right? The baking soda gets dissolved, so no issues.
Yeah.
But nice job on the lawn. No grass grew there for 2 years.
I got a small one too, and I'd take it outside. If for carburetor bowls, if you don't want to damage them too much, soda blasting is king.
Okay.
But
I have a family member that. Oh,
you need you need a mask and a pair of goggles because that stuff is a little bit nasty to inhale. But yeah, it works.
Well, we got the walnut shells too. We did walnut shells, sand, and baking soda.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to go and see what bags of that stuff cost now.
Yeah.
No, it's
Yeah.
expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
wet blasting. There you go.
Aquablast is one of them. Yeah.
yeah.
But
I like those.
they're getting more reasonable for
Yeah.
different things. But yeah, those are really handy.
So yeah, I have a family member that wants to buy one and get into. There's not that much of that around here, and I think he wants to just give it a chance to see if he can make a few dollars commercially.
There's a company in Waterbury up from us, between me and Hank, and they offer the service. I think it's $250 an hour which is actually pretty reasonable because you can get a lot done in an hour. But their main business, like Robert was saying, it's when you have a attic fire or something, it'll take the char off the beams, bring it back to regular wood without any residue. It obliterates the residue and it evaporates because all the dirt and everything mixes with the dry ice, turns to water and evaporates. So you're left with very, very minimal cleanup.
Jay, I use a detergent that is specifically made for ultrasonic cleaners, treating aluminum. So as long as you stay within the mix ratio, and your temperature is no more than 60 degrees C, it will not discolor aluminum. But it's one it's a little expensive. But I don't do as a lot of people do, that they empty their ultrasonic every time. I'll mix a solution in it, and I'll leave the solution in there until I can see that enough dirt has accumulated at the bottom. Then I'll drain it. I can probably clean 3 or 4 tractor carbs, maybe 5 push mower carbs on the same batch.
Right.
This is the stuff Condon's been using lately.
It has a bit of ammonia in it.
The
but,
mean green.
Yeah.
He said it doesn't turn the carbs black. So.
Okay.
No, but I mean, you can have some ammonia in it, but you just make sure you dilute it enough, because you really don't need a strong degreaser in an ultrasonic. It's because the degreaser, all it does is that it takes whatever dirt has been, taken off by the ultrasonic waves and just suspend it in the water and lets it drop to the bottom. The detergent doesn't do much cleaning in an ultrasonic. It's the ultrasonic waves that does it.
Yeah, the cavitation bubbles. Yeah.
In theory, you could just use water.
Yeah.
So
Like I clean our carbs in a decommissioned ultrasonic cleaner that's like, the circuit board went. So I have it outside with gasoline in it. Go in there and brush it off and clean it all off first. Then put it into the ultrasonic And we use Zep. It's only like $18 Canadian for
Yeah,
a
Zep,
jug
Zep
over
is,
here.
they got that at Home Depot. The Zep.
Yeah, Zep Orange.
Yeah.
And then when I'm done with it, I do what you do, Bruce. I dunk them into alcohol and then air blow them.
Yeah, that's because if you're in a hurry, you don't want any residual water. The alcohol will.
Yo,
And
oh,
the small carburetors on chainsaws and weed eaters, I put them in a separate jar where I have a purpose-made cleaning solution mixed with gasoline into it, and put that in the water. So
When I'm done with my
what's going on?
ultrasonic,
Is that ugly hat night or what?
Yeah.
This is Stella's hat.
Ah,
No.
no, you want to see a Stella hat? Wait, I got my Stella hat. Hold on.
No,
Yeah.
I remember that.
Though that she did a good one of me though. That was funny.
So yeah, on my ultrasonic solution, I when I'm done, I filter it just through a shop
Yeah.
cloth, and then I put it back in the jug, and I get quite a few uses out of it.
They say that the Dawn dishwashing liquid is one of the best.
Yeah,
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 They
I
have
use
a new one out there now, a new
saves the
Dawn.
little ducks. It saves the little ducks.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
use the Dawn Platinum. I just got to make sure that after I use that, if I'm using that in there, I got to make sure I rinse them off in water, and then I just
Good
blow them
residue.
off. I don't use alcohol. I just blow them off immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
Michael, yeah, I do that mix without gasoline and that cleaner I have. Just don't turn the heater on when you're doing it with gasoline.
Oof.
'Cause
Oh
it'll-
yeah.
No
Cool.
windows in my shed. No curtains, no windows.
No women in the shed. No women allowed,
No, or women, yeah.
unless delivering lunch or coffee.
You put a
Nah,
window,
well,
it just takes up space, Then you got to work around that window and everything.
It's
No.
true.
somebody did a video on they had to replace the heater in the ultrasonic cleaner. I'm like,
Yeah, that's. I mean, you can probably if you're good with electronics, you can do it. But
yeah.
well, I
It's
mean,
not
the
worth it.
cost of a new
It's
one.
the ultrasonic usually that goes, the vibrator.
Yes, transducers that goes first. Yeah, but the heater elements on the cheaper ones, they can go out, but it's not worth it. I mean, a
I think
new.
they're probably as cheap as a crock pot heater.
Yeah, I mean, a
And they're
gallon.
just little strips of paper with wire.
Well,
Yeah.
Jake's been in business, I think, 15, 16 years, and we've gone through, what do we got? Three ultrasonics that burnt out.
What's this?
We had an electrician that does like circuit boards, and he charged us $75, fixed two of them, and they lasted. One lasted a year, and one lasted about 6 months.
Yeah.
So we just bought another 1.5 and another 3. But his recommendation is do not use the heater.
Yeah.
So since we haven't been doing that, and we preheat our liquid in an electric kettle,
I have it. Yeah.
we haven't had this machine, this ultrasonic, the 3 liter and a 6 liter. So the 3 liters it's likely 5 years now.
Yeah.
And it's
Yeah,
still
Jeff,
going.
if
Since
it's
you-
flammable, I don't know if I'd use it.
Yeah, I don't.
Oh, don't use anything flammable in the ultrasonic. Don't. I use because I reuse my liquid, right? I use one of these.
Oh yeah, that'll
I
do.
dunk it in. Dunk
Insertion
it
heater,
in.
yeah.
10 minutes later, it's 55 degrees. And
Immersion heaters.
cheap.
I know the
cheapest.
guys in the UK have those. What do they call them? Kettles, those electric water heaters.
My barbecue's outside, so I just put a coffee can full of the solution on the barbecue
Mm.
burner and then bring it in when it's 70. And by the time I get it all poured in, it's down to 60.
Yeah, Bruce, are you having any freezing weather yet at night?
We are supposed to go to -1, which is 30 tonight. And we have not had we're really weird. Usually we've had a frost 3 weeks ago,
Mhm.
right? So it's very warm.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the stuff I use the cleaner, it says that it works at its optimal between 55 and 60 degrees C.
Sounds right.
Yeah, that's what
We
we
use
run
60.
ours at normally.
60 degrees C, yeah.
Yeah, Jay, you got a big one, 15 liter. That's a good size. Mine's 10 liter, I think.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know.
but if if it's three phase, it goes slightly faster.
Oh, y'all watch Steve's latest video where he installed that new power supply for a shop.
Oh, Steve.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His comments have been paused. I was gonna comment on it, but it said comments have been paused.
Oh.
I'm like,
I wonder if you got. I'm sure you got sponsored with that.
yeah,
that could
I
be.
mean, we don't really lose power that often here, to be honest.
yeah. He said, I just say this. Good thing his comments were paused. Somebody probably said you should have had a professional electrician do that instead of doing it yourself. Like,
But that, I mean, we all
Nothing
get,
would.
we all
nothing-
get a share of keyboard warriors.
But hey,
There'd be nothing around here if I had to hire stuff out.
But what, Brucey? What you and Wayne? What do British Columbia or Vancouver, BC? Is that 208, 240? What is that?
It's just the same as you guys, 240.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
yeah. Oh, and I seen this thing. Trump posted something about, would Canada like to become the 51st state? And a lot of Canadians like, nope.
Yeah, we try not to go there, Robert.
Yeah. It's political. Puts us in a bad mood.
Yeah, it does.
Donald
Yeah.
Trump starting a new comedy show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I found this ad at a convenience store near the house. I was looking over there and I'm like, hello, how much are you? $9.99, $10 or something. I'm like, yeah, I'll take one of them. Thank you very much. And it's got a
Flap on the back.
Neck shield.
Yeah,
Yep.
Keep your neck from burning.
yeah.
You're a green neck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I said the only thing is it's made in the China. It's like, oh well, as long as I don't leave it outside, because I've seen guys leave the G-Dot vest in the trucks, and after a while, I was like, yo, buddy, you need a new vest because your vest done started fading. Because them vests wasn't cheap to make.
Nope.
Well, they used to have to heat press all the reflective and the orange tape and the G-Dot logos and stuff on it.
Can I be excused for 2 minutes? I need to.
I'm gardening.
You gotta rehydrate.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go because I've got gardening to do today because it is gonna freeze here tonight.
There you
Oh,
go.
hey.
All right, Brucey.
Take
Thank
care.
you.
Say hi,
Really nice
say, hi
to see
to,
all of you guys. Great to see
Take
you.
care, buddy.
say hi to Trudy from
I
us.
sure will.
All right.
Okay, guys. Great.
Yep.
Thank you.
Nah. Yeah, I've been looking at the fin on that GT tractor. I done got it clear coated, and I got to find some rubber pieces to put on the bottom side of the spring to keep from chipping that stuff off. I'm like, I finally looked up the owner's manual on that GT, and they showed the parts and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I gotta look that up and see if I can find that stuff. That tractor's gonna take the longest time for that clear coat to cure properly. I'm like, they say it wait at least 3 months before you wash or wax it. I'm like, 3 months? Whatever. You know.
Hey Hank, say something. I gotta get on auto volume.
Can't talk right now. I'm chewing.
Okay, I
Sometimes-
had a guy. He bought a lawnmower off us a couple of years ago, and then I guess he went out and he's started a small like landscaping business, cutting lawns and that. So he purchased a Husqvarna self-propelled mower. So he calls up and he says, any idea what it would cost me to fix this, for you to fix this Husqvarna self-propelled mower? And he explains what's wrong with it. He shows some pictures, right? So the fuel shut off where it bolts on, because he wasn't careful, it stiffens up. It broke at the holder, you know, where it bolts in on the sides of a GCV 160. So he broke that. The control cable, I don't know if Husqvarna is using Chinesium cables or what, but you know the Z, how it always pulls apart on the end. So he needs a control cable. Well, control cable's $29 with tax. The shutoff's like, I don't know, 18. Now, what gets me is when I go onto Jack's or Parts Tree or whatever to look up parts diagrams and I zoom in, it says no longer available. Like the drive cable, it says no longer available. It's a Husky part number. So I go and I check online. Yeah, you can still get them. So I'm wondering, why does Jack's and Parts Tree say that drive cable's no longer available? Because, you know, I'm looking and I can buy those cables.
Wayne, what was that generic one that you said you bought a bunch of that fits anything?
That one from Stens is, that generic one's the 290 699, and I think there's another one that's longer. Is I think it's a 290 713. Don't hold me to that one. That one's longer. So normally I sell the 699 a lot. That used to be $14. Now it's 21. And that one, you got to drill a hole. You got to use a clamp to hold it in place, engage it, and then drill a hole through the handle.
Yeah.
So actually, it would be cheaper than putting on the original one, but I do have the original one. Sten sells that one for like the 29 includes tax. And I've got 2 of those in stock. So, but anyways, he wants a full service. And then he says it's got the control for the drive handle. You know, you got to pull the plastic handle. So he's showing me the video where he's pulling it and it's moving freely. So I'm assuming that cable's broken, but I don't know. It could be disconnected. The connection could be broken. It could be broken at the spring where I can simply go and bend it and fit it in there again. I don't know. But I told him, I says, look, just a rough estimate. You want to know. You're likely looking at $300 plus for me to do this lawnmower, and that's not firm. That's just telling you that's an idea, to give you an idea. Do you want to spend the money?
Jay, let me answer that one, because there is no Poulan quality that has snuck into Husqvarna product line. Husqvarna bought brand.
They've had Poulan though for years, right?
Yeah, and all ride-on mowers, tractor configured, are made by AYP, and Poulan has been designated by Husqvarna as a budget brand. So your Poulan will, in 99% of the time, be less quality than an equivalent Husqvarna product.
Wow.
Same goes for McCulloch, Partner, Rally, and can't remember. There's another one. I can't remember it. But Poulan has been bought by Husqvarna as a brand name. They didn't buy any production. They didn't buy any designs. They just transferred the name over to the AYP factory, which is also owned by Husqvarna, and they just put a different sticker on it.
Yeah.
But in general, over here, we will see Poulan as McCulloch. Same machine, different stickers.
Remember the Poulan Brute? I think it was the Brute.
They have a couple. Yeah, Brute. Brute is another brand that I think Briggs and Stratton uses the name Brute as a brand, but Husqvarna has put the name Brute on some of their separation.
And they had the big yellow plastic wheels on the back, really black and yellow. Looked really good, but those big wheels, they're $100 a piece to buy them.
And if you always break. The rock, they break.
Yeah, they break. I haven't found one yet that hasn't come here where the wheels are ready to fall off because they're broken on the plastic hub.
I'm lucky because the deck on those, which is also an AYP product, they rot like crazy. There are hardly anyone left here in country that is still in one piece because they're rotted out. I threw away 4 of those big wheels about a year ago because they were just taking up space. I haven't used one or sold one in 5 years. And if people come in with a broken wheel on one of those, the recommendation is usually go buy yourself a new mower, because if you poke a hole, you take a screwdriver, say, have a look at this, and it goes through. You know, this one is on its way out.
I just had 2 guys show up looking for decks, and I said, see those engines on the shelf over there? There's 4 engines. He said, yeah. I said, those are waiting for decks. I don't find any decks. There aren't any decks around anymore.
No.
Then I take them around the corner where I show them 6 decks that are totally rotted out that the engines came off of.
I mean, I have 2 engines and 3 engines. No, 2 lawnmower engines in stock right now. An old Quantum with a short shaft.
Yeah.
And an Alco. It's a long Sen, small. They can be here for 5 years before I need them.
Yeah.
And at some point, you know, the first guy that needs an engine, he thinks he gets it because it's just taking up space. If I have a newer brand of machine come in with a bent crankshaft, I price out a new engine and people can then decide if they want to pay that to have it. Otherwise, they can go buy themselves a new mower. I'm not chasing that $10 I can make on an engine swap. I'm not. It's because people don't want to pay for it. I mean, labor, and on a used engine, you get about 10 seconds worth of warranty on it.
Yeah.
It's and a new mower is. And I'll even say that.
Let's go around the board. We'll start with Hank. What's the biggest mistake you've made? I said not putting oil in it. That's usually the biggest one.
Well, I think my biggest mistake was when I built my engine stand, I made it too narrow. So when I went and started it, the vibration, it toppled over.
Oh. How about you, Klaus? Biggest mistake? Whether it be
biggest
a
mistake
repair
was to forget to sufficiently tighten the clutch on a chainsaw. And when I started it up, the second I let go of the gas, that thing came flying through the shop and went into a million pieces. So I had to go buy the customer a brand new clutch.
Yeah.
The drum was okay, but the clutch just, you know, the hub, the little legs on the hub, they broke. I found clutch pieces a year later. Yeah, that was my
Yeah, I mean, I charge usually around 40, depending. 25 is kind of cheap for around here because where we're located, Hank and I, you know, $25 basically buys you breakfast. You know?
Yeah.
So
Okay, who was next?
Robert, what's your biggest screw? Oh wait, I could tell you that.
Yeah, we know that one.
We know that one. No oil. Yeah, we know that.
Yeah.
How about you, Wayne? What's your
Biggest mistake was not tagging one of my mowers. Luckily, it was Jake and our mower, but it was so basically a company mower that we were going to sell.
Yeah.
But I didn't tag it that I didn't put oil in it because something else came in and I set it off to the side. Everything was done to it other than the oil. And Jake, not knowing, went out there to fire it up to check the RPM, make sure it's good or whatever. And because there's 2 of us, we smoked an engine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Casey, have you gotten frost out there yet in where you are? Because I know Casey's out Midwest. Let's see.
Yeah, we do have our problems.
Let's see.
I can sometimes be in doubt whether I put oil in an engine, and I need to go double check. But I've never not done it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I did have one that I started up, and it went boom, and I turned it down. There's something wrong.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you get them where
I
they almost
usually
take off
catch
like
it.
a helicopter.
Yeah, I'll usually catch it within a second, but thankfully. Now,
Yeah.
Jay's comment here, I'm seeing a lot of videos lately where people are not using the circlip that comes with the piston, or they're mixing and matching. And I've seen a lot of chainsaws and 2-strokes get destroyed just because of circlips.
Oh yeah.
You know,
Oh yeah.
a lot of people like
the crossbar will travel out and it'll score the cylinder. So yeah.
Yeah, I've been trying to find the OEM primer ball for my Echo HC152 head clippers. Other day I kept problem. I'm like, what the fool? And I looked at them like, oh snap, the bulb done busted. I'm like, God, I don't know whether you use OEM or aftermarket.
that's a good idea. Keep the spark plug out so that way you. But
Yeah.
still, it's easy to forget. How about you, Gary? What's the biggest screw up you ever made? Like no oil or what?
I adjusted the governor arm wrong on a V-twin, and when I started it up, it raced so fast that it blew the governor up, and I had to rip the engine apart to go and fix it.
That'll do it.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can set you guys up here.
What are you
Nah.
working on? Tractors, blowers, what?
I don't know if you could see. I didn't bring my tripod out. I'm just working on a two-year-old snowblower that's still got the. Actually, this you guys got to see. Still has the plastic on it,
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. MTD,
and then
power more.
and then I got a real machine right here that I just finished up.
What's that? A compact?
No,
Yeah.
there's an Aaron's.
No, I'm saying what model? Deluxe, compact.
Platinum 24 SHO.
Nice.
I only know one person who can afford one of those, and he's in on this panel.
Well,
Right,
the
Hank?
customer, he wound up, yeah, now you can see me. The customer actually, he had a 28 and he didn't like to be able to handle up the big 28. So he sold that one to go to this 24, which had more features because it's the SHO. You had the heated hand grips, you had all the extra stuff. And I just finished doing a tune-up on it. It was barely used. I didn't even really have to change the oil out, but he broke one of the pins in the front, and I just had to clean out the bowl. So that's what I'm doing here. This guy let it sit for the last 3 years. Oh, I couldn't get it running last year, and I let it sit all winter. I'm like, great.
Now, are you mostly are you repeat customers, Gary, or are you advertising anyone?
I don't advertise at all. In fact, I'm actually trying to go and downgrade a little bit because I'm about to go and get a new upgrade on my job, on my day job. So I'm having less time to do this, which I'm not losing sleep over it.
You staying with the same company, just more responsibility?
Yeah, more responsibility. I'm with the corporate now with KFC, McDonald's, Taco Bell, all those guys. McDonald's is a very unique beast, if you will. So KFC is a very loose. Taco Bell.
Is that still Yum Brands?
They're still Yum Brands. Yep. So I talk with all the corporate heads over at Yum. But they're really nice people. It's just I'm getting to that point now where I can't spare the time during the week to work on this, and I'm just trying to get these things done and over with and out the door so I can get some extra cash. My wife hasn't been. She's been having some health issues, so that's the other thing going on. So I don't get to.
How's the pooches?
The Tala is now a little over a year, 71 pounds. Very much a police dog. Doesn't like kids. She's a little fear aggressive, but we're working on that. Absolutely loves us, but
How's the neighborhood been lately? I know you had a rash of bad children running around.
We had it's a part of a gang initiation where I live anyway. I live right next to the city, and they stole all the high value, like the Land Rovers, the Mercedes, the BMWs, anything with the turbocharger, basically. And so far that's been good. We've all been kind of keeping our lights on. We have cameras up to wazoo. Everyone's kind of watching out for each other, but the random solar rep that comes around, well, one, the dogs will bark, and two, hey, everyone, we have a chat that we go and tell everyone, hey, if there's somebody walking around, and we have a state cop and a local borough cop that live in our neighborhood as well. So now they're on patrol more often around here.
That's good.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Tar Heels was asking what's the 2 things we would change when we first started our small engine repair business. Number 1, I would have had a higher hourly rate. And number 2, a little more stock, a little more inventory than when we started out.
Well, I would probably be a little more honest with them on delivery, especially if you don't know 100% what the issue and how to fix it. Because some people, when they do a private person like us, they think since you're doing it as a side biz, it's your top.
They don't take you seriously
in a day.
Yeah. Well, a lot of Jake's customers this year knew, like they've just searched on the internet for local repair shop, and just so happens that his name comes up ahead of the actual shop. So he's first. He's got a 5-star rating, and then they read his reviews, and everybody. He's got a good rating. Like he's got good reviews, and so they show up, and we tell them what the hourly rate is with the HST, and like it's going to be like you're going. Like I told the one guy, just brought a lawnmower. It was in really nice shape, no bubbling. Deck was good. I said it could cost you up to $150. His bill was $117.
But I mean, if you consistently treat people right, keep high ethics, you're bound to get to get good ratings.
Oh yeah.
You can put it right there. I'll get it. All right.
Yeah, see, Tango with me, I use my mowers to do everything. I mean, I mow usually once this time of year, leaves are starting to fall. I can't stand raking leaves. I haven't raked in years. I use a blower anyway. I don't like to rake. But if I just keep up with it each week and, and my snapper with the rear bagger, I never have to worry about it. Just every week I pick them up.
I think Tango has a list of questions he needs to burn here because there's a lot of them. If it starts with extreme low compression, it isn't low enough. That's the answer. If it starts
there's a threshold.
Yeah, it ain't low enough if it starts.
Yeah.
But it'll be low on power.
It'll be very low on power. Depending on sometimes depending on where the compression goes. If it's a valve issue, it'll be low on power.
Well, a lot of times with the low compression too, you start to put a load on it, it'll just start to smoke on you.
Yeah, it will. Yeah, and if it because it passes the rings,
yeah,
it'll sometimes be better when it heats up because everything expands, but not always. But if your engine still starts with low compression, it's because it's not low enough.
Yeah. All right, I got to get something to drink. I'll be back.
All right.
I'll grab a beer after this.
Just had a guy call me up. He's from Toronto, like an hour and a half from here. He actually drove an hour and a half to buy a lawnmower 2 years ago.
Yeah.
He just called me the other day. He said, Wayne, I got a problem. I said, don't tell me. He said, this is Zach. He says, you remember me? I bought a mower from you. I'm from Toronto. I said, yeah, I remember. I don't remember the lawnmower. I said, is the lawnmower running okay? He said, yeah, it was running great. He said, no issues. My kids were cutting the grass and they ran out of fuel, so they put fuel into the oil.
Oh, no.
Into the crankcase. They added it to where it said oil. They pulled the dipstick out. So he says, what do I do? I says, okay, this is what you do. You tilt it out and dump all of that into something, like some kind of a roasting pan or a container or something. And then I said, that machine likely takes somewhere between 16 and 20 ounces of oil. So go and put 16 in, right? Fire it up for like a couple of minutes just to let it wash through the engine, dump it again, and then put in the 16 to 20, whatever you need, and you should be good. Yeah. And tell the kids that they got to attend English class for spelling. OIL is oil, GAS is gas, or FUEL, fuel.
Yeah.
Did he take offense to it?
No.
Hey guys, my hands are full of gasoline at the moment. Can you guys tell me what is the equivalent of a cheap torch F6 RTC? Is that an RN9YC in a Champion?
We use BPR6ES.
BPR6ES, got it. I knew it was one of them. I just couldn't get to my phone to go and do it. This machine's so new that it has the
torch.
Yeah, I got the cheap torch. So I got the BPR6ES here.
We've had them where the torches, like we've got machines in here that are 5 years old. Our snow blower was like 8 years old, and it was still running great with a torch plug in it. But as soon as I go, the first time it comes out, I switch over to an NGK.
Oh yeah, it's Murphy's Law if I don't do it. I mean, this thing looks almost no hours on it.
What was the? It was an F6 RTC.
Yeah, F6 RTC. Yep.
The equivalent in Champion is RN 9 or 10 YC.
Yeah.
Perfect. All right, but in this case, I happen to have an NGK BPR 6ES 7131.
Yeah, that's a good one.
All right. Thank you,
we
guys.
actually,
Appreciate
for
that.
the first time, we actually got some
I'm sorry.
machines in that called for the BPR4
sorry, Wayne.
ES.
Was it in 6 ES you got, Gary?
Yeah, 6.
What?
Okay.
Yeah, 6ES. Yep. Yeah, it was.
That's the equivalent according to Spark Plug cross reference. Sorry, Wayne.
I don't know if you could see it.
Oh, first time, like I was saying, we had to order some BPR4 ESs and some BPR7 ESs.
Yeah.
Before we only carried the 5 and the 6s. Now
Yeah.
now we've got 4s and 7s.
Oh yeah. The little Chinese engines, they use a cooler plug for some reason.
Yeah. And that's the other thing. If you're doing small engine repair, just because something comes in with a plug in it doesn't mean that's the right plug. We always check the engine for whatever the spec is for that engine, and that's the plug that goes in.
Good idea.
Yeah, you'd be surprised how many the customer says, "Oh, I put a brand new plug in." Okay, so you know what? It's here. I'm checking it. I'm going to pull it out and check it. And here's the guy's got an RC12YC in. It'll fit in, but it's not the right heat range for that machine. It's not the right plug.
I mean, on mowers and tractors. I mean, if you're off one, it's not the end of the world.
Yeah, it's a slightly hotter plug there.
It's not the end of the world. On chainsaws, it's a big difference.
Oh yeah.
You want to get it spot on with the chainsaws. But, have you ever done the calculation on the amount of sparks that a chainsaw produces at max throttle?
Is it in
If it runs
standard
12.5
deviation?
if it runs 12.5 unloaded with a chain on, max RPM, 203 sparks per second.
So times that far.
It's like, I mean, if you do your fingers like this, you can maybe do it 3,
Yeah.
4, 5 times a second. If you're fast, 203 sparks per second.
So 203 sparks per second and 60 seconds in a minute. Ooh, a lot of sparks.
They're screaming.
They are.
And aren't most of these 4 cycles waste spark? So they're going to spark on the exhaust stroke as well. That's a 2 cycle, but yeah, it's a waste spark system.
Yeah, I mean, 4 strokes is the same as they do have a waste spark, but the 2 strokes does it every time.
Well, that's likely what the main reason for the manuals say. I think most of them say after the first 50 hours or 100 hours, change spark plug.
Yep.
No, but
Burns them up.
I mean, people. I get a lot of questions about spark plugs, and people say, "Oh, how come you have to change it every year? It doesn't look worn." And you could probably run it another year, but your spark plug is in a dirty, burning engine. It runs at temperatures that are very different from a car. It runs with mixtures that are not very precise. You need to change them yearly if you want to make sure that's not what's going to make your engine stop for the next.
If they ask me, I ask you if they want their old plug back because it'll cost them more for me to clean the plug and put it back in than a new one costs.
Yeah, and also the manual says replace plug.
Yeah.
And
ouch.
It's
That
the
was on
same
the
thing
tight.
whenever I do a video on what oil to use in the lawnmower. People go, can I use this instead? You can use whatever the devil you want. But if you want the stuff recommended by the manufacturer, this is it.
Yep.
I mean,
Oh.
will a different weight in oil destroy it? No. It'll just make it last less time.
Yep. I had a Green Machine weed eater from way back in the day. I put a spark plug in it one day, and I'm like, kept hearing the clank, clank, clank. I'm like, what the fool? I pull it out. The plug, the threaded part was too long. It was hit the top of the cylinder. I'm like,
Oh no.
Here's a trick question for you guys. If you have a lawn tractor, let's take a lawn tractor.
Yeah.
And you put a thicker oil in it than it's supposed to have, will the engine run cooler or warmer than that?
Warmer.
With a thicker oil in it,
Yeah.
I would think it's going to run hotter.
Yep, it's going to run hotter because of the extra friction that it has to overcome.
Yeah.
Actually, it's because the cooling isn't as efficient.
Right.
since you have splash lubrication, and that's they say it has an oil pump, and it does pump oil, but it's not like in a car where it creates a pressure. So, but it does move the oil around. But if it moves slower because of thicker viscosity, you have less cooling.
Yeah.
And in air cooled engines, the oil is more of a coolant than it is in a water cooled engine.
That's right. Was it? They're getting to the point now. They're trying to make people do away with mixed gas in the outboard motors and go to 4-stroke.
Oh,
Well,
But
there you go.
I know a guy. He bought his son a bass trucker, and it had
That's
4-cycle boat motor on it. I mean,
Robert, did you say bass boat?
bass tracker.
Ah, okay.
Oh,
Yeah, brand of boat. But like I said, the engine had a 4-stroke engine on it. Now I know a guy. He got a 5-horse Briggs & Stratton outboard motor, and the engine on that thing is a quantum engine. I'm like, dude, what you gonna do with that thing? Because you got to have, you got to think about the boat. You got to think about the design of the boat and the weight of the boat. But like I said, they make dang darn it, canoes that are flat on one end. That would do perfect for that.
Yeah.
But anything after a certain weight, that poor motor's gonna, I can't push this.
some lakes in Canada ban 2-stroke outboard motors because of the environmental effect. They only allow 4-stroke.
Yep. It's just like, was it?
Tango
One day
was asking about valves.
Yeah, one day this guy had a 1957 some outboard, and he was trying to figure out the gas oil ratio. Yeah, I had been to a convenience store that day, and they had Chevron 2-cycle outboard motors. I said, well, and somebody talking about go get this oil, and I think he went and got air cooled 2-cycle oil and put it in. And I'm like, well, there's a big difference between air cooled and water cooled oil. Yep. So,
You don't want to run outboard 2-stroke in a chainsaw. Trust me.
nope.
It's a different mixture altogether, right?
Yeah.
No, the outboard is designed to run at a much lower temperature, so it won't even lubricate sufficiently. And the other
Plus,
on a
they
water
don't-
road engine, you're just going to clog up the combustion chamber and everything in the muffler because it doesn't have temperature to burn clean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, Robert, I'm going to throttle you back for a second. I know Scott wants to show us his new truck real quick, so give me a minute.
Yeah, well, I'm going to take a break as well, so there'll be a lot of room.
I just want to give everyone a few minute chance. That's all.
Yeah, sure, no problem.
And Tango the cat wants to know about valves. Valves are important. If they're not set properly, it's not going to run right. If your valve clearance is too much, you might not even be able to start a riding mower. And they say that you should. I think most of the manuals are going to say set the valve lash every 200 to 300 hours. It should be reset.
Cool. So what'd you buy, Scott? Oh, say again. You're breaking up.
I said I went overboard.
What'd you buy?
2024 Silverado 5,000 miles on it.
Oh, they're giving them away in Canada now. You can't even sell a GM here.
Look at 8-foot bed.
Wow. I don't know, a little too rich for my blood. Now, did you
Why?
buy it down in Florida? Florida with your sister or what?
Oh, I found it. I found it in New York.
Oh, wow.
Little 5,000 miles on it.
Oh wow.
Now, 2-wheel or 4-wheel?
But what do you mean, Ken?
Well, I'm saying up in New York where you are, I figure 4-wheel, right?
I don't think 4-wheel drive. What do I need 4-wheel drive for? I've never had 4-wheel drive in my life.
What was the sticker on that? Like 57 or something?
21.5.
Yeah, I can't. You're breaking up pretty good, Scott.
It's 21.5, I said.
Wow. That's cheap.
What year is it?
2024.
Why so cheap? What was it,
Yeah.
leftover? Or?
This is an ex rental truck from
Okay.
Empik. That's why.
How many miles?
5,500 miles.
Wow, you got
After rollback.
No, it wasn't rolled back.
No, it rolled over, Hank.
Oh,
No, they read 100,000 miles.
What was the engine? Is that the 4-cylinder?
Nope, it's the 5.3 V8.
Oh, wow. That's a good deal, actually. Very good deal.
You could tell it was an Enterprise truck because it's got these galvanized running boards.
Yeah. Nice.
Enterprise will come pick you up.
yeah.
Nice.
What do you think, Hank? 5,000 miles don't seem like a lot of miles for a rental truck.
5,000 miles, that's from where they got it. They delivered it, yeah. You put one of those scanner things in there, it'll tell you mileage.
They already did it. I already did that. I already did that. That's the original miles. 5,562 miles are on it. It's the original miles.
So what do they give you? What kind of warranty with that?
8-year, 80,000.
Wow.
Mm.
Yeah, but what kind of mileage do you drive, though, Scott? Do you drive a lot?
Not really. It gets 11 miles to the gallon.
Oh, that's it? I figured you'd get more than that. No?
Oh, because I had them detune that fuel management system.
Yeah. Yeah, at least you got a V8.
Oh, is that one of the engines that the cylinders used to drop out of?
Now, Cadillacs do that. 12.
No, but those engines over here, they can't even sell those trucks if they're used because the engines got so much damage. They actually got a big lawsuit against GM because internally there's memos that they've got that those engines were made for failure.
Oh,
Yeah, well, you can detune them. You can pay them to do it, and but it costs $2,500 to detune it to make it a true V8, and that's what I had them do.
Yeah, but how much damage is done to the engine already?
With 5,000 miles, I doubt very much was done.
Yeah, hopefully not. I would just watch. They say you got to use a certain oil, though, no?
Yes, they recommend 0W20. I already put in Royal Purple 0W20.
Oh, that's good.
Okay, guys, I got to run. I got to hit the shower and go and pick up food. We got fights starting. The bare knuckle fighting is starting, I think, at 4 or 5. I got the Chubby Butcher coming over, and I got the UFC fights tonight. So we're having roasted chicken,
Nice.
coleslaw, and potato wedges.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I'm gonna end it too because we're losing everybody and it's getting late and I gotta finish my spicy chili here and hit the toilet. So
Take care. Yeah.
talk to you guys later.
Sounds like
Scott,
a
good
plan.
luck with the truck. Gary, we'll talk to you soon. Robert, always a pleasure. And Hank and Gary and everybody and Scotty, we'll talk to you soon. Talk to you later, buddy.
take care.
Later.
Yeah.
Bye.